This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stuttgart's podcast.
Nick Wright, what are you more than anything? Because I look at you and I think that your proudest source of entertainment is like old-timey radio guy who respects the most performative aspects of whatever audio is, and that would be the thing that you respect most as an entertainer. What is the answer? I'm sorry to introduce you this way, but
Hi.
because I want
odd first question.
I want
It's fine. I like it.
want all his Chiefs information here because I'm genuinely curious for football knowledge from him on what happened with Jacksonville when the margins in these games are so small, and whether, what he thinks of what happens with the Chiefs. And I'm also interested in what he has to say about LeBron James.
Smoother intro. Yeah. You're doing great.
All of that. Plus, also, I want the shipping container to know, Dan texts me, I think 2 minutes before your guys' show started, hey, make sure, Dan, I guess I'm okay to say this, I'm saying it. Make sure you have a question ready for United States Senator Cory Booker. I then respond with, I think, a legitimate response, which is, okay, is he on with me? I have not heard from Dan until this introduction since then. So I stepped in thinking did we double? Am I being parachuted in?
No. So the reason I introduced you so clumsily is because I've got Earleen Cote, Greg Cody's wife, is on the line with a hygiene question, and I don't want to waste your time, but I really do want to get to your opinions on some things.
No, that's fine. I'd rather I have a chance to be on this. I'm more nervous about being on with Greg Cody's wife than United States Senator Cory Booker.
Well,
Hi, Ms. Cody. How are you?
She's speaking on behalf of Cory Booker
well,
today.
And Chris Cody has just said her internet is not great,
Yeah, I'm
so
nervous about
I'm
this.
worried about this, the entirety of doing
we're off
this.
to a great start, but I have a lot of answers for you. But let's go to Ms. Cody first, and then I will.
Thank you for taking the risk with us. I was going to ask your opinion and assume that you would have told us to take that risk. But we've got here's what the conversation is that we're having. Greg Cody was complaining when I came in here today that his wife had gotten him a white Corvette as a birthday gift, and he was complaining about it. He was saying that he had to drive it around for 2 years. He didn't like it as a gift, and I thought it was a great gift, and so that's why we're having his wife on. Greg's now saying he's being misrepresented.
Yes, thank you.
What do you mean?
Earleen, it came up that, I was so appreciative to get a surprise car as a birthday gift, but that white is not my favorite color for a car. That's all. And so hypothetically, I was having a conversation. When somebody gifts you a car, but you don't prefer the color, how do you handle that? That's all.
Well, I think that you should have not left out the facts of it's been 20 years since then, and you've had 4 other Corvettes, including being offered to get a brand new one with
None
the new
of them
designs.
white. Right.
None of them have been white since then. I'm sorry, those 2 years of a lease was just so painful for you after you got rid of your minivan for that.
The minivan. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Earleen. Your husband is forever disappointing. Also, he came in here today without having showered after being in a hockey locker room.
That's true. Thanks, dear.
Welcome to my world.
Real
Yeah,
prize you got
all right,
there.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Earleen. Sorry, Nick. Sorry I did all of that. I'm
Nick
sorry.
didn't
No,
ask a
I'm
question
not
for
sorry
Cory.
about it at all. I just recently got my dad a car for his 75th birthday, 56 Chevy Bel Air.
Nice.
The first car he ever drove.
Oh, that's a wonderful gift. What an emotional, what a great gift.
What a great
good
car.
gift giver. What a secret what a secret sentimentalist Nick Wright is.
So again, I don't know if this is a look at me, Louie, or a humble brag. You guys have that sound effect. I don't know. I'm a very good gift giver. I don't know what love languages are and such, but I'm not the best at keeping in touch. I'm not the best at daily check-ins. In fact, I might be the worst at that, but I try to overcompensate by grand gestures. Now, to answer, I think your initial question, which was what thing in media is most impressive to me, I think was the question, and my answer to that is stand-up comic. Because I think being a great stand-up comic would, at least for the way my brain works, give me a sense of fulfillment more than anything else in media, including or entertainment, including rock star or movie star. Because if you're a movie star, yes, you're the star, but there's so much that goes into the production. Even if you're a rock star, unless you're really like Adele standing alone on stage, and I don't even know enough about Adele, like is there accompaniment with her? It's a whole production. Stand-up comedian in a theater with just a microphone with live real-time reaction to am I doing this well or not, I think would be it's the most impressive to me when people are great at it, and it would be the single coolest feeling. That's my thoughts there. Do you just want me to go straight into the Chiefs, or do you want to ask more questions? What do you want to do?
The thing that I wanted to ask you after that as a sports media performer is, what are you proudest of that you do, given that you're actually respecting the craft of how to entertain within this space? So you have, for 10 years, you've ridden this ridiculous LeBron James take that he's better than Michael Jordan, and everyone yells at you, and it's just ridiculous how funny it is. And then yesterday, your boy, now that you're the most public of LeBron supporters, he does a grotesque commercialization.
Oh my God. I'm so glad we're talking about this, because that tweet, you know how, gosh, and I hate to bring him up this quickly, I don't mean to, but you know how your guy Pablo's been saying this story is an IQ test, and about the Kawhi Leonard thing? I truly thought that LeBron's tweet 2 days ago, the decision part 2 or whatever it was an IQ test. And I am shocked at how many people in the media failed it. And here's why. And to give you full disclosure on this, so I can't just hit up LeBron and ask him a question, but I can hit up Rich, I could hit up Mav. I did neither. And my pod, What's Right with Nick Wright, is every Tuesday around 10:30 a.m. Eastern. The producers asked me, do you think we should push it a bit until after whatever LeBron does, he does? And I said, with no recon and no research, absolutely not. There is no chance that is anything but a commercial. How did I know that? The same reason every single person should have known that. Tuesday at noon. That was the whole thing. Anybody that has been following LeBron James for a quarter century that thought he was going to announce his retirement or retirement tour on a Tuesday at noon is a moron. That was not like, oh, he made us think he was retiring and it's a Hennessy ad. Anybody with a pulse should have known that was going to be an ad. You don't have to be a LeBronologist to know that he's not announcing his retirement on a nondescript Tuesday at noon. So I think everybody I saw a lot of people I like saying, he's selling in, trading in his credibility. Give me a break. Anybody that thought he was announcing his retirement,
you've mentioned that. You've mentioned that.
No, what day and time should we expect it?
6 p.m.
Prime time on a Monday, I would imagine. Some pomp and circumstances. If that tweet said Monday 7 p.m., I'd be like, oh, well, look out. Well, hold on. Maybe something's here. But, yeah, that's the thing. I don't think anybody actually thought he was announcing his retirement.
I didn't think. I will tell you this, though, and you're saying this to my face, and I do feel like a fool. I was not doing any of that time stuff. I did think that he was teasing with people's feelings because he does that. It's been a move for 15 years, and it's worked. He is the internet age's athlete, and he's being a troll as a dad at the end. And I do feel like a moron, and you're calling me on it. But I also I thought it was also grotesquely commercial.
No, I think obviously the proper way to announce a retirement or to retire in the NBA, if you really want to be the GOAT, is to do it 3 separate times, which makes the first 2 fraudulent retirements. That's the way to do it. The way to do it is to quit the sport multiple times, then come back, then quit again, then come back, then quit again, and then joke about coming back at 45. We all know the blueprint's been laid out on how to properly retire from this league, which is to not actually retire, just to quit and come back a bunch of times, and then have people pretend that anything that happened really post-retirement 2 or during retirement 1 didn't actually count. That's the blueprint. He's going his own way and selling cognac. That's fine with me.
Who is he talking about?
All right, folks, let me be honest here. I've never been a great wellness routine guy. I'm going to be honest. My mornings are usually filled with iced tea, panic, with a side of vibes. But lately, I've started doing something that makes me feel like I have my life together. It's called AG1. It's a clinically studied daily health drink that combines multivitamin, probiotic, and a blend of superfoods into one scoop. One scoop, add water, and give it a good shake, and suddenly I'm getting 75 plus vitamins, minerals, and whole food source ingredients without thinking about it. My gut thanks me, my nutrient levels thank me, and honestly, my breakfast burrito doesn't get in the way. This episode is sponsored by AG1. But here's the thing, I actually use it every morning. It's become the super easy habit that keeps me consistent. No guessing, no juggling a bunch of bottles. Just one scoop and done. AG1 promotes a relaxed, calm feeling that helps me bounce back from the daily stress of being the EP of the LeBroN show. So yeah, I use AG1 every day, and you should too. Head to drinkag1.com/DLB to get a free welcome kit, including a bottle of vitamin D and free AG1 travel packs when you first subscribe. That's drinkag1.com/DLB.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, it's a rivalry renewed as the Philadelphia Eagles take on the New York Giants. It's the champs and the new-look G-Men. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Eagles and the Giants. Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Don Batard.
Quiet man.
Yes.
I'm a married man. I don't cheat on my wife, despite that gratuitous line back in my day.
Stugats.
I wish you were here, my wife. I really miss her. No, I don't. That's the thing about being married. You're not allowed to say, I don't miss my wife. I've been gone 2 days. I haven't been gone long enough to miss my wife. I'm sorry. I call her. I'm on the phone with her for 30 seconds. What am I? Hello. All right. We'll see ya. All right. And then, I'm going to see her in 2 days. How's Jumpin' Charlie? Good.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugats.
I don't like that my reaction was to recoil there on all of it. That he was playing again with people's feelings 15 years later was a funny reminder, and I do feel like a fool for falling for it again.
Well, I must apologize, Dan. I didn't know, to be honest with you, that one of the people I was calling out was you. I maybe would have softened that. To be
no, I don't. I
didn't.
I just feel like such a fool, and you're laughing in my face at something. No, but for 15. Well, but for 15 years, this dude was the economy here, and he's played for the Lakers longer than that. The idea that he's still the story in basketball, even on a football Monday and Tuesday, is pretty funny when you look at a career unlike any other. Like a career that has no precedent in the sport. The fact that he's still playing with our feelings as a top 10 player in the league it's asinine that you get to be controversial for supporting that for 20 years.
Well, yeah, and listen, I'll add to a take, and then we can get to the football stuff, I'm sure. I think LeBron could play at an all-star level. Right now, he's at an all-NBA level. I think he could play at an all-star level for close to another, till he's close to 50. I see no reason. Like, when he quits, it's going to be because that either his family wants him to, or it's just there's nothing left to do. But we were expecting the age curve 10 years ago. And instead what we have gotten is a slight 1 or 2% a year deterioration to where he goes into this year, the 7th best player in the sport? Like, the cliff isn't coming barring a catastrophic injury, and so he'll play as long as he wants to, and he'll probably play with folks' feelings
You guys,
as long as
you guys can't let him do this.
An all-star at 50.
You guys can't let him do this.
Deserving all-star at 50 years old. Come on.
Well, hold on.
I'll buy 50. I'll buy 45. I'll buy 45.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait
I could buy 45.
Yeah.
50.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
But he didn't age after
When he
30, so
left-
naturally he could
when
play
he-
till 50. Duh.
When he left Miami, okay, that first year in Cleveland, when Dan and others were saying, hey, I mean, we've all heard the audio that the best of LeBron is over.
And he quit.
If I had come on this show, if I had come on, what? Hold on, you said that.
I don't think he was wrong. LeBron hasn't been as good as
I don't
he
know.
was
2018 Bron was pretty good. 2016 Bron with the greatest 3-game stretch in the history of sport was pretty good.
Shout out to
2020 Bron, pretty good. But regardless, if I had come on this show and said 10 years from now, he is going to be top 6 in MVP voting, that would have been more laughable at age 40 in year 22. Gonna be a legitimate MVP candidate. That would have been laughable and ridiculous, but it just happened. No. So my point is because of his IQ, his size, and his body.
Don't let him do this.
There's one guy that can
Billy.
play till 50, and it's Steph Curry because he can just hang out. Yeah. LeBron, he is so dependent on his athleticism. I understand he's got a brilliant mind, but there's already diminishing returns on there. Like it's only gonna slow down more.
Why can Steph's younger than LeBron, and LeBron's still better than him?
Well, Chael said that thing. If I'm being honest.
But Steph can just camp out and just he can shoot till he's 60.
And LeBron could play late stage post the 30 games.
All-star at 50.
I can't believe he sucked me into this. It's asinine. It's asinine.
Nick,
is it honorary all-star like commissioner appointed all-star or all-star based on merit?
No, what I'm saying is that as long as LeBron is 40, right? No, I'm 40. He's 40. He turns 41 in December.
Hold on, let's make sure we get this exactly right.
No, he and Tiger Woods have the same birthday. He and Tiger Woods are both December 30th, not same year. I just turned 41 a couple days ago. Thank you.
Wow, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
I don't see any reason that LeBron in 5 years would not be just a much, much better version of Jason Kidd on the Mavericks. A great passer who can shoot and knock down spot-up threes and just
You made him an all-star. You didn't make him...
Jason Kidd on the Mavericks was not close to an all-star.
You didn't make him 11 points a game from three because he can get 4 threes a game.
Much, much better version. I can't believe this
50,
is what we're talking about.
But Nick, at 50...
Same here, dude.
Jason Kidd on the Mavericks was an all-star.
I'm not getting sucked into this.
Thank you.
Hey,
hold on. Who just said that?
He was an all-star.
That
would be me.
Thank
Jeremy.
you. Exactly.
For the Dallas
Mavericks.
Mavericks.
And I just said a much, much better version. Exactly. Know your sports, Dan. Instead of reading Twitter and seeing a Raven stat
He
that
was
you then class
36
off
years
as your
old
own.
then.
Know your stats, buddy.
He was 36 then.
14 years younger.
Guys. This is, I can't believe we're arguing about this.
Same.
Let's go ahead and argue
So hold on,
about it.
50-year-old LeBron will be 36-year-old Jason Kidd, which is like 93 in 1991.
Yeah, exactly. What he said.
All right.
You guys just be like, I disagree.
I disagree. I disagree.
That's fine.
Strongly.
So here is the question, because we're not going to get to see it. So the question I would ask you is this, Mike. Will we ever see LeBron play a season in the NBA at a less than, forget all-star, all-NBA caliber?
I don't know if he'll allow that, but
I guess we'll never know who's going to be right about the argument.
Yeah, I think we can assume.
Yeah.
How?
History,
if he were to
science.
quit now, he's already shattered all the history. And you're a tennis guy, Mike. Like, the guys are all... Djokovic is shattering all the history.
There's a difference.
All these...
50. Okay.
Again,
what was your take on Jonathan Gannon?
40.
What was your take on Jonathan Gannon?
I should have credited that Raven stat. I'm ashamed.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm ashamed.
You should.
Yeah.
You're covered in a lot of shame today, Dan,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest.
Hey, Nick.
I can't believe we're arguing about LeBron.
Nick, was the 56 Bel Air gifted to your dad a white car?
No, it was like the seafoam green with a white swoosh on it.
Okay.
Where are we on this?
There you go.
It's a proper color.
Thank you.
Do you have to eat it if your wife gives you a gift that you didn't want to be white for 2 years? Is that what we're arguing?
Why don't you just have it? Why didn't you just... Cody, it sounds like this is back when newspaper salaries were real fat and happy.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just have it painted, bro?
You know what? I didn't think of it. It never occurred
I mean,
to me.
I think that's the answer.
I think that would have
it's just
insulted
have
my
it
wife.
painted.
That would have insulted my wife.
That would have been good to ask her when she was on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she didn't have great internet. Jonathan Gannon, you can't punch your players. Like the rule in life is very simple. You're not allowed to. Well, this isn't the only rule, but one of the rules is you can't hit people that can't hit you back. And so that's like I didn't love that. I didn't love him hitting the guy.
Yeah, but what does this mean? Bad optics. I didn't love it. $100,000. What's right here, Nick Wright? Like what?
I think what they did. I mean, I don't think you fire him. And I'm not interested at all in another workplace. It's not another workplace, bro. It's the NFL, and there is a level of violence associated with the game that I understand how it can spill over in those regards on the sidelines. But that was too much. And so, I think $100,000 is a real amount of money. I think the shame of it, and I think that the real punishment is, how do his players respond, and does he have to kind of win them back over? That's that to me is, I don't know, do you think I'm being too lenient there?
Oh, I just think that locker room dynamics, it's a fascinating case study here to just really dissect in that locker room what's happening when a coach puts his hand on a player and all those players know in that room, hey, Dad, you know how much he cares. We watch him every day. He either cares this amount or he doesn't. But you putting your hands on him in front of everybody when we just saw the most epic collapse in the sports you'll ever see. They play that game 1,000 times, Nick. They play that game 1,000 times. The Titans don't cover 1,000 times. Never mind win the game. They don't cover 1,000 times. He threw away a football game and his coach hit him.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think you fire the guy. I don't think that I think that here is my, I guess, bigger Jonathan Gannon takeaway. I am less, I shouldn't say less bothered, but if I were a Cardinals fan and not, a member of DeMercado's family or friends, but I root for the Cardinals, I am more long-term concerned about, coach probably in a touch over his head, huh? Anybody that loses their S like that, it usually means the job's a touch too big for them. And
I thought that person 2 weeks ago was the most stoic coach on any sideline.
Really?
Yes, I didn't think he was an emotional. I thought that he was. I've got this wrong.
I mean, defensive guys are usually a little bit more intense. There were videos when he was in Philadelphia of screaming at people in their car. Good energy, not move your freaking car, more let's effing go. Boy. But yeah.
Well, to me, I put this in the same bucket, except he wasn't the head coach at the time, and everyone got so mad at me for this take. But as is often the case, it aged perfectly, much like LeBron. Do you remember when the offensive coordinator for the Bills? I think he's a Miami guy, right? Was it Dorsey?
Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey throwing all the papers all over the room, the computer.
When he flipped out, in that moment, I was like, okay, that guy's, the job's too big for him. Sorry, job's too big for him. And the Bills kind of took off once they separated from him. The job was too big for him. And I think I don't think those are unfair snap judgments on these things.
Hey, Jeremy, old buddy, old pal.
Hey, Mike.
I want to talk to you about Miller Lite. You and I have bonded over these last few weeks talking about our shared love of Miller Lite.
That's right.
A great partner of our show for practically its entire existence.
It's been a partner of this show since I was 10 years old.
And it's been around for 50 years, and they've been a part of our show for almost 20. We're approaching incredible partner status with Miller Lite.
I mean, to think that people were celebrating at my bar mitzvah with Miller Lite as they were a partner of this show is pretty incredible.
You're talking about the moments that are made better by making those times, those special times, Miller time. Jeremy, there's nothing like cracking open Miller Lite with your crew. This football season, it's especially true. Whether it's a touchdown you didn't see coming or just arguing about fantasy lineups you already know you're going to lose, Miller Lite has been the taste you can depend on for 50 years. Brewed for flavor with simple ingredients, rich toffee notes, that iconic golden color, and here's a kicker, Jeremy.
What's that?
It's just 96 calories.
I still can't believe that. We say it every week. I can't believe it.
It's just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's the original light beer since 1975 and still hitting different 5 decades later. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
You ever try to name all your financial accounts and their balances, 401ks, investments, properties? I can barely remember what I had for lunch, let alone all that stuff. That's why I started using Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one finance tool that pulls everything together, your accounts, budgets, goals, into one clean dashboard on your phone or laptop. And let me tell you, it was a wake-up call. I found a 401k from some job I forgot existed, and it wasn't some small change. Ended up being a nice little chunk of change there for the boy. I realized that I had cash just sitting there, doing nothing in my investments. Not as smart as I thought it was. Monarch makes all that obvious and actually feels doable. No spreadsheets, no hopping between apps, just a real clear view of my money. You can even share with your partner or financial advisor. No more wait, let's see how much we spent on that coffee or that takeout. Monarch puts everything on the table, literally. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code Dan at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Dan.
NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every TD can put cash in your hands. First score, anytime TDs, live bets, every snap is an opportunity. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Dan. That's code Dan to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Don Batard. Surely every time you're watching this, you recognize that your wife is laughing that she married
Yes.
Larry David.
Yeah, I do, yeah. One of the great characters in the history of television, in my humble opinion. And to my credit, my personality...
In my humble opinion, followed by to my credit.
To my credit.
It's amazing.
My personality
it's just amazing.
does predate Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Stugats. Oh, wow.
I'm not going to say Larry David patterned himself after me.
All right, put it on the poll, please, Juju. Did Greg Cote copyright being an asshole long before Larry David?
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugats.
Can you guys get me that video, please? Because it's an interesting thing. Someone who cannot control themselves. Ken Dorsey was viewed as a player as a stoic, and then all of a sudden he's your offensive coordinator and he's in charge of Josh Allen, and it's too much?
Yeah, that's what I think. The pressure of the moment. I really, and this gets me in trouble with a lot of, hell, the last time I came on here, the Lamar conversation, and all of a sudden I've got folks like PFF Moo in my mentions being like, actually, here's how football works, buddy. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm a big believer in pressure revealing, a lot about high achievers or athletes or people in big time jobs. And And I think that there are certain people that are great in the interview, great on the whiteboard, great in all these circumstances, and then as the pressure ratchets up, they can't keep their cool. Like, again, this is going to be corny, and Mike will probably make fun of me, but because it's a fictional movie, but the DiCaprio line in The Departed, where he's like, my hand doesn't shake. Like, I believe that. I believe in that. That there are certain people who, I knew Mike was going to make fun of.
No, I'm not making fun of you. That is a life motto.
My hand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I quote that all the time.
Does not shake.
Yeah, like I'm a big believer in that. So to me, for Gannon, that's the bigger thing. Is because here's the other piece of it. He did not know when the kid fumbled the ball that they were going to then have a cartoonish collapse. He knew that the game could have been over and now they have to keep fighting, but it was not as if they were down 4 as the clock is ticking to 0 and the kid fumbles and now we were going to win, we lose. There was a lot of fighting left to do, and that to me precipitated the full-on collapse.
I want to ask you before we go about Kansas City and Jacksonville, but one last note, just to be clear. Ken Dorsey was strong enough to be the guy whose hand doesn't shake. I got the game wrong just yesterday. I said his first game was at Washington, and he wet himself, and he said he was wetting himself running on the field. It wasn't Washington. It was Virginia Tech. But he was playing high-stakes football, and Ken Dorsey is at the center of Miami taking college football back from FSU because his hand didn't shake. Because late in that game, he could throw the ball to Jeremy Shockey, and they could overtake FSU. Where do the levels of pressure this rise that Ken Dorsey's hand doesn't shake enough to win a national championship when he's got Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis and those people behind him and Frank Gore?
Oh, it's that the job changed. I think normally it's whether, I think he maybe was a full-on confident, guy in the role he had there, quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes football team, and then not as confident in the role of offensive coordinator for NFL team with championship aspirations. I think there are plenty of people who, I'm going to mix metaphors here a bit, but can do billion-dollar business negotiations and never blink and feel totally confident. But if they sat down in a poker game for $5,000, would be a nervous wreck, because in one setting they feel in their element, comfortable. It's what they've trained their whole life for, and in another setting they feel over their skis a bit. Now, some guys, I assume, are just nervous Nellies. I don't know why I said that. Under all circumstances,
I just thought that video was that game where Josh Allen threw his arm out on 4th and short. He had one more pass to his running back in the flat, and they ran out of gas in the heat in Miami because Josh Allen just threw his arm out 6 yards at a time.
I think the point that Nick is trying to make is there are plenty of great coordinators that make for bad head coaches. Nick's a fan of a team that has one of those examples on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. Every offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator at one time was considered a great position coach. The way that Ken Dorsey was, he was behind getting Cam Newton to MVP levels and helping get Josh Allen to that next tier. But the job was too big for him when he got to OC.
We said this of Belichick once upon a time, that he was only a coordinator. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I understand how we can do the revisionist history on Ken Dorsey now because he flipped out in a moment and didn't improve Josh Allen.
There are guys that are good at their jobs that are bad leaders. This happens in every possible workplace in America. There are guys that are great workers that maybe shouldn't be, that aren't necessarily management material.
Yeah, I mean, when Ken Dorsey's at the University of Miami, his hand doesn't shake partly because he has a couple of future NFL running backs behind him. That was a loaded team, including on defense.
It also, that to me, I don't mean to interrupt you, Greg. Yeah. I apologize. It might be that, but it also might be that he felt that, no, I'm that dude. I'm a great quarterback. And maybe some people, maybe you feel more comfortable when it's I'm the one in charge of all the decisions. And you feel a little helpless when it's all I can do is call the play, you have to execute it. I don't know the man, and I don't know, the full story of his evolution as a player and a coach. What I know is, like, my snap judgment of that scene you guys showed was, this job's too big for him right now. Maybe it won't be down the road, but in this moment, the inability to keep your cool, to me, is very instructive. Like, I value that. I really value folks who in crisis can be the steady hand. And I think in sports, that is super, super important. And that's the Gannon thing that would, if I were a Cardinal fan, bother me almost as much, if not more, long term than the fact that he hit the player.
He's got 2 great shows he's doing. The podcast, What's Right with Nick Wright, is not daily, but it is, 3-4 times a week with some emergencies
at
based
least
on the
3,
news?
and then sometimes we add another one, yeah.
And you should support it because it's fun, and he does it with his son. And a lot of people know that First Things First is hugely popular now and one of the great things in sports television because he's at the center of it. Can you, before you get out of here, give me as many thoughts as you can on just Jacksonville and Kansas City?
Yeah,
because I think Trevor Lawrence will absolutely blow that game in the playoffs with 4 turnovers, and Jacksonville can't actually turn the ball over at the rate that they're doing, but you got the offense that you think is back, correct?
Okay, so a number of things. Yes, of course, Trevor Lawrence, my guy who I love, and it was kind of sad for me that this moment I couldn't really enjoy, even though I've supported him for 5 years because it came to the expense of my team. And I understand the healthy skepticism of Trevor Lawrence, particularly come postseason. He has not at all earned the benefit of the doubt like the great Justin Herbert, who once upon a time played Trevor Lawrence in a playoff game and blew a 27-point lead. Like, we get it. We understand. Certain guys have earned the benefit of the doubt. Trevor Lawrence isn't one of them. The guy who he beat in a playoff game, of course, is one of them for reasons, I don't know. Going to be hard to blame the coach this year in Los Angeles, but I'm sure we'll find a way. Now, to the Chiefs. This is where I'm fair. Sometimes, this is so weird because I now find myself a little bit on the other side because a lot of these numbers that I railed against last year when people were like, the Chiefs are the worst 5-0 team ever, and they made me mad. Those now same numbers are like, the Chiefs, one of the best 2-3 teams ever. I still don't like them. Winning football games is a skill, and the Chiefs, while yes, the offense looks awesome again and will only look better with Rice, that didn't really make me feel better because I knew the offense would look awesome because Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback and he has a competent offensive line this year and the receiving core is getting better. Losing that game the way they did is so un-Chiefs-like. It's the first time in 5 years they've lost a game they won the turnover battle. They had a 14-point lead and they blew it. They never do that. The penalties and the special teams errors cost them the game. I hated that loss. That was the most frustrating regular season loss this team has had in, honestly, for me, in at least 3 years. And so, yes, I feel good about the fact that the offense is going to be great. But I always believed the offense could be great. They need to trade for a running back. Again, I mentioned Achane to you guys before. Maybe Breece Hall, maybe Kamara. I don't know if they will. And they have to figure out a way to get pressure without having to send these huge blitzes. With all that said, it is a very unique situation when for years it has been the AFC is the varsity and the NFC is the junior varsity when it comes to quarterbacks you got to go through. This postseason is going to come around, Dan, and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are going to look around the AFC playoff field and see Bo Nix and 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers and Drake May and Daniel Jones. And in the NFC, it's going to be playoff stud Baker Mayfield, champion Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl starter Jared Goff, conference championship starter Jaden Daniels, whomever else I'm forgetting or leaving out. And so the Chiefs need to win football games. But the offense is going to be good. I think they're going to beat Detroit. They can't shoot themselves in the foot. But that's a bad loss. And I'm not going to make excuses and act like it wasn't. That's a bad loss that they shouldn't have had.
Think I'm going to beat Detroit. Got to go on that note. You think a lot of people think that right now? You think that
They're 2.5-point favorites, Dan. They're at home. They have the best player in the league. Right now, Dano. How about this? Just Chiefs Lions straight up. Set the amount. I can do it in a little arbitrage with your friends at DraftKings. I'll bet it on the other side plus the 2.5. Look for a little juicy middle.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Tell me what the stakes are on this. Make the bet right now. Let's do it. Let's team up right here. We're going to tell me how I have to do that so that I can make the stakes something that's worth it to you. I believe that Detroit is going to beat Kansas City.
I have an idea. Host swap.
Yeah. Huh?
That's right. If Dan loses, he's got to join your show for full recording if you want that.
From your house.
Yeah. Well, maybe from your house. Either one of your two shows. What's right or what you got going on? Speak for yourself. I literally mean speak for yourself because I don't know the name.
First things first. It's called, yeah.
What you got going on? Speak for yourself.
No, I told
is
him
what you just called Nick Wright.
Speak for yourself was literally a different show on the network.
No,
it became Speak.
No, I told you to speak for yourself because I forgot the name of the show.
I thought we were just doing Cash Money.
I say 5K.
We're doing like
tell me what it should be.
Or you fly down here and you host one of the Dan LeBroN shows with Sugar.
They're all putting up 5, so 5 grand.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
$5,000.
I get the Chiefs even. It just straight winner.
Yes.
Chiefs Lions.
Yes. I'll give you the points.
No.
Dan, you're terrible at this.
You're such a bad negotiator.
All right. What's going on?
I don't get points. They're the favorites. We're just doing straight winners.
Straight winners, 5K.
Yes.
All right, it's done.
You want to throw in a white Corvette?
Good luck on cold pizza. Hey, Jeremy, old buddy, old pal.
Hey, Mike.
I want to talk to you about Miller Lite. You and I have bonded over these last few weeks talking about our shared love of Miller Lite.
That's right.
A great partner of our show for practically its entire existence.
It's been a partner of this show since I was 10 years old.
And it's been around for 50 years, and they've been a part of our show for almost 20. We're approaching incredible partner status with Miller Lite.
I mean, to think that people were celebrating at my bar mitzvah with Miller Lite as they were a partner of this show is pretty incredible.
You're talking about the moments that are made better by making those times, those special times, Miller time. Jeremy, there's nothing like cracking open Miller Lite with your crew. This football season, it's especially true. Whether it's a touchdown you didn't see coming or just arguing about fantasy lineups you already know you're going to lose, Miller Lite has been the taste you can depend on for 50 years. Brewed for flavor with simple ingredients, rich toffee notes, that iconic golden color, and here's a kicker, Jeremy.
What's that?
It's just 96 calories.
I still can't believe that. We say it every week. I can't believe it.
It's just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's the original light beer since 1975 and still hitting different 5 decades later. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.